Greetings and welcome to a Friday edition of the Shotgun Start. It is August 8th. Andy, how we doing?
Brendan, I'm doing wonderful. I gotta say, I'm ready for Akshay Bhatia week. Akshay Bhatia Ryder Cup. I'm ready to go. I'm ready for the buzz. It's that time of the year in a Ryder Cup year where anybody does anything. It's, what about them for a Ryder Cup? What about them?
It's what we do, especially in August. Unplanned. Who's like the most insane one this year? That was like, there was a moment in time when so-and-so is going to be on the Ryder Cup. I guess we should wait until the team is final.
Brian Campbell, Ryder
Did we
Cup.
actually go there? As much as I love him and he's a big fan, is it Novak? There was real Novak discourse there.
Man.
I wish, I would
think
like
there
to
should
see
be
him on
more
the team.
than Novak discourse. He's in the top 14 in points, right?
I totally agree. It's not my preference. I'm just suggesting what I might now be the reality on the ground, and it feels like he's kind of not in the picture based on the names.
Hold on a second. Would you say?
What's my personal opinion on it? There is no personal opinion. I'm the president of the PGA of America.
Don Reyes started writing his speech for the Ryder Cup opening ceremonies yesterday, like a guy who won the election and knows he has an inauguration in 3 months. That's what he's doing. That's what he's working on.
I would give my answer about the craziest Ryder Cup discourse, but I think it'd make people mad at me. So I'm just going to keep it to myself.
Who is it? Is it a guy who could be on the team? Very easily, definitely could be on the team in a couple of weeks now?
Well, he started the year with no points, no carryover points. And
I did...
That's why he's 27th in points.
So Jordan Spieth appeared on, I believe, a Sirius XM radio program on Wednesday. And tongue-in-cheek joking, Keegan, man, it would be really hard to play and also do the job. I think he's joking. I just probably half, but he's joking. But preceding that sort of, ribbon, having a little fun, giving the stick, he suggested, or he didn't suggest, he stated, it's really unique that I came into this season with no points. Ryder Cup points can extend over more than one calendar year sometimes based on how you perform in certain events. And then also he started the year on the back foot, as Paul McGinley would say. So in actuality, with that injury, given the problems it created for last year and the start of this year, maybe he's 15th and not 27th. Is that, right? Right?
I don't think that's how it works.
I mean, Data Golf has him, whatever. What does Data Golf have him in the world? 28th or something like that? That's no better than the points. People are creating metrics to bend over backwards. Well, on Thursdays, which is where he really stinks, and they don't have a Ryder Cup on Thursday. They're just making up stats, strokes gained approach into par fours under 150 yards. He's good, something like that. We're bending over backwards at this point. This guy has not contended anything, but I think he might be on the team. I think there's a very good chance he could be on the team. Who knows? But
can you put him on the team? Right now, he's projected 50th
for the FedEx
as
Cup.
We record this.
Yeah.
If he falls out of the top 50, can you put him on the team?
I mean, I'm not saying anything yet. What if he wins Napa? Napa know-how. What if he wins?
When's the pick date? Is that after the playoffs, right?
They're all going to play Napa, aren't they?
They should just leave it open.
Just the Ryan Moore scenario where it's a free-for-all?
Just in case Spieth blows the doors off everybody in Napa. Just in case.
It feels like a year where they would have benefited from 10 AQs and 2 picks.
Yeah.
But, you can't see the future. Some years that's better, some years that's worse. So they're doing Ryder Cup discourse. This is so disrespectful to the WGC Swamp Ass Invitational TPC Initech. So disrespectful.
What we talked about Akshay at the top. He's leading the way.
Is that all we need to know? Is Bud Cauley maybe working his way JT partnership, form of Bama? player.
I mean, honestly, if you're going to make a case for somebody, if Bud Cauley won this week, I think you could make a pretty good case for him. Guy's been really good this year.
You can make a case for everybody if we're going to Bud Cauley discourse. I mean, come on.
What does Harry Hall have to do to be considered for the Euro team?
I don't think he has to win out. I think the Euro team knows what they are. They're going to go with experience and Justin Rose. And they're not going to bring Harry Hall to the Lions Den that is Bethpage. It's just not happening.
We could get the Bryson Harry Hall matchup, though. Hogan cap versus former Hogan cap wearer. Maybe for the matchup, Bryson wears the Hogan cap.
It's kind of a disgrace that Bryson's turned his back on the Hogan cap. It's kind of absurd. Harry Hall is T3 in Memphis, along with Justin Rose. So you've got two Americans, Akshay, Bud Cauley, Harry Hall, Justin Rose. I think most notably Collin Morikawa, who was last seen sort of despondent, just looking at the heavens at Port Rush, wondering, will he ever contend again? Who knows? Seemed really down in the dumps. But you know what? He's got a new water bottle sponsor. And now he's back on the horse with his Stanley. Does it have the straw? That's what I want to know. It's like the straw with the handle, like, all the girls walking into middle school, going up and down the fairways with that.
They always say that the fifth time's a charm, and he's on his fifth caddy of the year. The model should have seen this coming. He's got Mark Urbanek. On the bag. Urbanic, yeah. Former Finau caddy. I saw Finau putting the new double dot in the bag.
Oh, right away. Oh, right. I mean, I hit it once right in the bag. I was like, well, why? Less spin? Higher launch? That helps me.
We're all tapped out, though. Nothing's getting better.
So he's like dabbling with this putter. This is the interview. I want to make sure I give credit. Was it WRX or My Golf Spy? I think it's WRX. Somebody was on site there.
Those are competitors. You got to be careful there. You got to cite the right person because one of them's going to get mad if they.
I'm not a gearhead. It's all the same to me, but I realize they are competitors. And he's like hemming and haw about his putter. Like, oh yeah, I like this putter. It looks a little different new. It's been a while. Could use a change. Like, oh, and then we saw you go with that new double dot. Like, oh yeah, no hemming and hawing with that one. Right in the bag. No spin, higher launch, boom, bingo, in the bag. So yeah, Finau doesn't have his old caddy, who's with Morikawa, but he does have a new golf ball that is available for purchase for all of us at your local Dick's or Golf Galaxy or wherever you are. Your Muni golf course. Anything from Memphis pique your interest?
I just asked ChatGPT, what do you think Collin Morikawa's problem with caddies is?
AI needs to be reined in. Why are we using that? What did it say?
I just figured it might be able to add some insight here.
Are we programming this podcast now via AI? Is that what we're trying to do?
The idea popped into my head. It seems Collin Morikawa's problem with his caddies isn't about them personally, but about a mismatch in partnership, chemistry, and trust. Key elements in what's often one of the most intimate and high-pressure relationships in sports. What do you think? Do you like the breakdown there?
Seems light on substance, light on detail. I did like there was a Wall Street Journal article a couple of weeks ago that said the guy who can't stop firing his caddy was the headline. I was like, holy shit! Felt like a headline. Like, I mean, all right, were they all fires? I don't know. That was like 2 caddies ago.
Do you want to know the ChatGPT's big takeaway? Key takeaway?
What? No, not really. But you can tell
they get kind of psychological here.
What do they say?
Morikawa's problem stems from a deeply personal quest to recreate the cohesion that he once had with Djokovic.
JJ Djokovic.
A connection that yielded major victories. As he searches for that elusive spark again, his frequent changes reflect the difficulty of replicating the right dynamic under the weight of expectations.
Deeply personal. Like, I think the AI needs to be coached up a little bit on that one. Deeply.
We might have to do AI minute every once in a while.
You know what might be a better a better use of AI. It's figuring out the PGA Tour history. I'm going back to the well, going back for another pound of flesh, just to follow up on our history accountability segment the other day. Someone suggested to me, a notable person with half a brain, said, to give one example of how far off the PGA Tour record book is, Jim Barnes has 100+ wins if you apply the same quote-unquote rules that got Sam Snead to 82 wins. So for Mr. 1000, they applied the rules that got them to Mr. 1000. They would have not a Mr. 82 or a chase for 82. They would have a guy with 100+ wins.
Jim Barnes.
Jim Barnes would be the chase for Jim Barnes, 100+ wins. But
we should do a flashlight on Jim Barnes. Sounds like a prolific winner, one of the greats in the game that nobody talks about.
And then I got one more supplement from someone who's been deep in the books that says the PGA Tour is 400 off. He thinks they're 400
400?
Yes. Anyways, that's my history corner supplements. What were you going to say, Andy?
I was going to say, Peach, I think we could create some really good Jim Barnes with a problem content.
Yeah, you want to get back in the archives, figure out how to make some Jim Barnes content.
You think you know ball? Let me tell you about Jim Barnes.
Would you call Jim Barnes the original Nick Watney? Is he a descendant of Jim Barnes on the problem family tree?
I mean, I think that Jim Barnes is probably the greatest of all time. So maybe not a problem. Maybe it's just like the original GOAT, Jim Barnes.
The original GOAT. Yeah. You know what else is a GOAT? It's Mercedes-Benz GLS. That's a
right.
GOAT if I've ever seen one.
This guy.
That's right. I was at dinner last night. I was talking with a good friend of mine, and he was like, hey, which of the Mercedes-Benz were you guys doing ad reads during the Open for? I said the GLS. He goes, that's a good-looking car. That's a sharp-looking car.
I have a friend actually going to the lake with them this weekend. He has a different luxury automobile SUV. And ever since the Open, he says he's been like the jealous boyfriend meme every time he sees a GLS drive by. He's like, ever since you've been talking about the GLS, I don't know if people knew about Mercedes being great vehicles until we started doing ad reads for this podcast.
I think that's what it is.
The jealous boyfriend meme. I was like, oh, well, I'm sorry. We don't do negative recruiting here. I'm sure you have a nice car, but I could speak to the Mercedes-Benz GLS. It combines power and finesse, backed by 12 driver assist systems, nimble handling, cutting-edge AI technology, and superb craftsmanship. The GLS anticipates your needs, ensuring every journey is as strategic as a championship-winning game plan. It reflects their philosophy: deliver the world's greatest vehicles. You can learn more about the GLS and their full lineup of SUVs. They've got a littler guy. The GLS is the jumbo
GLE,
boy. GLE, yeah. I don't bother really looking at that one that closely because I got too many kids and I just really have my eyes fixed on the GLS every time I see those.
I'd take a GLE too. It looks pretty nice. It's effectively scaled for my size of family.
That's fair.
For three, it looked pretty good. Might be a little bit easier to park.
That's fair. Fair.
Could be. But the GLS with all the driver assist systems, that
12.
That's like butter parking.
12. Same number of Ryder Cup captains, Ryder Cup roster players. 12 driver assist systems.
Oh.
Learn more.
Well, here's the thing though. With the Ryder, if Keegan plays, they'd only have 11 driver assist systems.
That's a good point. Well, they'd still have 12. They just wouldn't have a captain.
Well, the captain's the driver.
Okay. Maybe you don't have it's an autonomous driver situation. You don't want that. Go to MBUSA.com. They might be putting that in their next advertisement, I think. MBUSA.com to learn more about the GLS and their full lineup of SUVs. That's a GOAT right there, like Jimmy Barnes.
What a good segue.
What?
He got us off Jim Barnes, too, which is good. We got to save our bullets for a future spotlight. After we do Trevino Part 2. Do you think we're closer or further away on Trevino Part 2 than ever?
Further away. I have to be honest with you. But maybe it'll be a fall project. Could be a fall. I'll tell you what, we're closer to Trevino Part 2 than we are to winning the latest sham of a PGA Tour fantasy game. We're closer to getting that done. Odds are shorter for that one than they are for winning the PGA Tour fantasy game.
What's up for grabs this time? Is it like $110 at the PGA Tour Superstore?
It's a dozen double dots.
Report your taxes.
A dozen Titleist double dots that you can't access. No, I don't know.
They do explicitly state in the rules that you got to be ready for the IRS to come knocking on your door if you win this. They are very prepared for that.
What is this? This company that got $1.5 billion in Strategic Sports Group. What do they have to offer benevolent to the fans?
Well, if you pick the 30 players who qualify for Eastlake, all 30,
okay,
and then you got to put them in the correct order of the 30,
which again this year is just a crapshoot. Everybody starts at 0, 1 to 30. Okay,
no starting strokes. You got
wait. So, do I need? I just want some. Do I have to pick the 30 players right now?
30 players before today.
Before today,
FedEx started. Yes,
and I have to put them in order for a tournament 3 weeks from now.
Precisely. Yes. And if you do all that,
and that tournament, no starting strokes. We know Scotty's going to be 0, as is Ryan Garrard. So you got to figure it out. 1 through 30.
God, it'd be great if like Ryan Garrard won this year. just like and then they go back to starting strokes next year.
The Garrard rule.
So if you do all that, if you guess the 30 guys correctly, then it's 30 factorial amount of probabilities that you would get all of them in the correct order, because you could put 30 guys in 30 different places. Then, if you manage to do all that, which is like the most incomprehensible odds possible, you have a chance to win $1 million.
Wait, you don't win $1 million? You only have a chance?
I believe you have to get everything right, and then they have to double check it against every other entry. And then maybe one person could win $1 million. You have to get the 30 guys, which is already pretty difficult. I mean, the top 18 are locks in theory, historically speaking. So you're really only guessing the last 12.
Yeah.
But then you have to put them. It's like I don't even know what this number is.
Did you enter?
I did enter. I did do it. I had to. I put Cameron Young first, for everybody wondering. So I think I'm out.
I saw an AI, a Twitter account by the name of Ho Bossler.
Oh boy.
Tweeted an AI probability model for this that said, to put this in perspective, the estimated number of atoms in the observable universe is 10. You'd have better odds of randomly selecting a specific grain of sand from all the beaches on Earth than doing this. What?
You'd have
it's essentially impossible.
It is impossible. The number has so many places, has so many digits that I don't even know what the number is. It's incalculable.
The tour, nobody's better at creating the most impossible to win contest for the most, puny little prizes than the tour. It's unbelievable that they keep doing this, whether it's the 313 or the fantasy for $1,000 gift card to the Superstore.
So now, if you don't get them all correct in the correct order and you don't win $1 million, which again is impossible, if you don't do all that,
it's literally, it is impossible.
I guess it is possible, but it's the most unlikely thing in the history of things.
The other thing about this, just like, how many entries do you think they're getting? Because
like 25.
Because like, if this was March Madness, I think it might be like, if you got like a March Madness
picking a bracket correctly, perfectly, is so much easier than what they're currently asking you to do.
My point is, like, if you got millions of entries like you would for March Madness, like ESPN doing their March Madness, they get tens of millions of entries. This thing probably. I mean, I'd be surprised if they got 10,000 entries.
No way. Yeah, and they had a pop up for it. There's just
you also have to factor that into how unlikely it makes someone getting this to be, because there's also a limited amount of entries.
Impossible to begin with.
They were hitting it over the head with it anytime you went on to PGAtour.com for like the last 4 days.
Maybe that's what crashed the app this morning.
What happened? I was out of pocket.
The playoffs.
The app's not working? Too
Allegedly,
much demand?
I was enjoying some coffee golf this morning. I was watching Dick Stern take it to Trump Aberdeen.
That DP World Tour leaderboard is awesome. So good.
I was watching our guy Dick Stern.
The DVD player, Darius Von Driel in the mix.
Just take it to the best 36-hole facility in the world. I saw he set a new course record. It's like, didn't the course just open?
It opened 10 days ago. Counts.
Technically.
Richard Sturdy.
If you don't manage to do the impossible, the improbable, however we want to phrase it, I'm glad to report that the first prize for this, if you just win, they're giving you points based on picking the right guy correctly and putting him in the same spot, whatever. However their point system works. I read the rules. I got really deep in the weeds here. I'm happy to report that the first prize is $1,000 PGA Tour Superstore gift card.
How are they letting this happen? Like, how do they let someone at the tour send me some text? Like, I cannot believe this has happened. How did this get by? Like, the notion of literally impossible contest, and we're promoting the shit out of it like it's a legitimate thing.
Second prize, 2 winners get one $500 gift card. And then third prize, I believe it's 7 winners get $100. So you're giving away $2,700
you could get
to 10 people.
You could get a polo for $100.
Head cover. Yeah.
God, it's just
they have so much
insane.
money.
Well, they're on the hook for $1 million. So the alternative is you're giving away $2,700. So you gotta hedge against the $1 million being a relevant opportunity.
The $313,000 from the Rock is way more likely than the $1 million of going out.
Yes.
Do you think the 313 is more likely than this?
Oh, by a mile.
I don't even think that's close. I mean, that could possibly happen.
No way.
Yes.
Get out of here.
This is impossible, Andy.
The 313 is impossible.
I don't think it is. I mean, it's just not.
The 313 is impossible. That's never happening.
I agree. This is by orders of magnitude more unlikely. That's what they dangle.
Do you think we should start to come up with impossible contests?
I mean, this is the problem. I'm not suggesting we're like Mother Teresa here and just bringing it incredibly benevolent. But the prizes for we're a nice little company. The prizes for some of our pools approximate this $1,000 gift card by a good chunk. They have 1 playoffs a year. We have 4 majors, women's majors. I'm not tooting our own horn here. It's more to suggest how just puny $1,000 is for the main league.
To even add to your point here,
$1,000 from the company, a company they own.
Yes.
Yes,
they're actually not giving you anything because it's just $1,000 of merchandise that they won't get profit from.
Yeah.
They're just taking money and putting it in taking it from one pocket and putting it in the other.
And then what if you go to the PGA Tour Superstar and your total is $1,020? Then they make $20 off of you.
That's not how it works. So they lose money on that transaction. But if you spent $2,000, they probably would make money on that.
God. Incredible. I don't know how they keep doing this. I feel like we've been a little too hard on the PGA Tour lately. Maybe not too hard, but it's been
too hard. We've been effusive.
we've been working the speed bag, I think, a little bit between the Mr. 1000 thing, the Rory rule, or supposed legitimacy.
You have been working the speed
no
bag.
No one else is upset about Mr. 1000.
Yeah,
for the record.
PJ and I were excited.
I'm happy for Cam Young.
I really don't think you are. I really think you're ready to tear down this monumental achievement.
I'm not tearing anything down. I'm sick of the tour, pissing on us and telling us it's raining. That's essentially what they do. And, I've come to, maybe I'm just old and beaten down. I don't really care about the playoffs anymore. Like, I'm fine with it. I actually have more fatigue of people suggesting how the playoffs could be fixed than I have of the actual playoffs. Like, it's fine. They've always been fine. They're never going to be that great. But, like, I'm sick of, like, people saying, yeah, did they screw up going to Memphis? Yes, they did. I don't think that's great. But, like, I wouldn't say I'm jazzed for this weekend or next, but they're fine. I think like the discourse around how they need to be tweaked has gotten fatiguing. Is that fair?
Have you heard my big proposal that they should go to match play?
I've heard that. That was my whole point with the Rory rule. Like I'm sick. Like if Rory's there or not there, or Scotty's there or not there, I don't need to talk about rules and tweaks anymore.
When are we getting our first influencer video about the tour going to match play for the playoffs?
Here's my idea.
Probably at the Creator Classic now.
So day one.
You think they're going to have the creators ranking the FedEx Cup as the number one trophy in sports while standing next to the Stanley Cup again? Or is that, we play that one out?
I got to say.
Completely fine. We just need to get over the angst of it. Like it will, being called the playoffs, it will never be the premier event in golf. It won't even be the premier PGA Tour event. It's the players. That's what it is. And just, maybe I'm just beaten down and I don't care to fight this fight anymore.
I took a walk around where I grew up this morning. It was delightful.
Good.
Walked down, just staring over one of the great bodies of water in the world, Lake Michigan, Great Lake. And I popped BP. And afterwards, I put it on my Instagram story. Afterwards, I felt a little bad. It's like maybe I'm being too harsh on Lake Erie. But after the way you're treating Cam Young and the Mr. 1000, I don't feel bad. You're just trying to tear him down every episode.
I'm not tearing anything down.
3 straight episodes where you're tearing Cam Young down.
I'm not tearing anything. Home of a great lake and live Bolingbrook. That's what you got going for you. You got a great lake.
I should go to live this weekend.
Live Bolingbrook. Yeah, you should go. I mean, like the problem is that they're just so irrelevant. We don't even have time to get worked up about them. The ire of that. Like, I mean, John Rahm had some comments of like, well, I think we should get OWGR points, certain level. And then we'll see and adjust based on like, well, okay, how about, he essentially said, how about we change it? Nothing. And you give us some points and then tell us how much more we could get if we decide to have a cut or decide to add more players or relegation. It's like, I'm paraphrasing, but I'm not inaccurately stating anything here. Just, we're going to change nothing. Give us some level of points that we can agree upon, and then we'll increase that as if we make adjustments.
You know what's wild to me? Is we just talked for 15 minutes about how incompetent the PGA Tour is and how there's a tour that makes the PGA Tour look like they have everything together. Like the fact that the other tour that's got billions of dollars at their disposal is somehow more incompetent.
I enjoy them. I don't want to say that. I have a moderate level of interest of watching the playoffs. I don't for live Bolingbrook. I mean, it's unserious. It's unserious. I'm sorry.
What was it? They got an island green though.
What hole is that?
I think it's 15.
Okay.
If I'm wrong, I haven't been to the golf course since 2003. So just want to be clear. I have not been there since I played the AJGA event the week after it opened.
Yeah. On the subject of live, we have Hudson Swafford has come up for air. He's got some thoughts.
He's alive?
He's got some thoughts. He went on the Subpar podcast, our colleagues in the podcast game. Fellow podcasters. I think this is where he got aggregated. He said he got a 5-year ban based on 2022. He played in 5 events, before resigning his membership. And then, so he got a 5-year ban is how he's kind of doing the math. He said, quote, I know they're basing, his 5-year ban, basing that on a couple people's contracts being up after the 26th season, referring to live golfers, his fellow live golfers. So they can kind of change the rules in favor of everybody coming back. So waiting for contracts to run out and everybody can come back. But on the subject of his return, there's no more opposite field events. They're reducing fields. I would go ahead and bet they say the past champions category, he's won 3 times, is pretty much done going forward after this year too. We can agree or disagree, but it just seems like that. And they've kind of told me. So Andy, our beloved past champions category, if Hudson Swafford's signaling anything, maybe going the way of the dodo bird as well. What will Ryan Palmer ever do? Or Brandt Snedeker ever do? The past champs. Jim Herman might not have got a spot last week. I'm worried
about, I think they should welcome Swafford with, open arms. He's been such a standout player on the live circuit.
He was a wild
I'm
card.
Looking it up here. Let's see where he's at.
Was he on a team that no longer exists? Was he a Niblick at some point?
Yeah.
And then
he's awful. It's like he went there and forgot how to play golf.
Well, he got hurt. Then he got hurt the second year. But yeah. Then he had this howitzer of a quote. We knew there would be some repercussions, he said when he left. I knew I'd be suspended for a little while. Didn't know how long. There were definitely some unknowns there. I didn't think it would be this fractured this long, to be honest with you. I don't think any of us did. I think the game needs to come together. I don't know how it is going to come together. As a golf fan, you want to see the best playing together. I don't think this fracture is good for the game. But on the flip side, the PGA Tour needed to be shanked up a bit. This man sounds like an absolute blistering moron.
I just want to remind people.
He's the one who left.
He sued the tour and then tried to have an injunction and was sitting outside TPC Southwind.
Yes, waiting to play.
Waiting to go drive in after he left.
A mopey little boy in the car waiting to go through the gates and play.
We need to come back together. Well, you sued the PGA Tour.
I don't think this fracture is good for the game.
Take $40 million or whatever you got. You then turned around and sued the tour.
As someone concerned about my health, you'd like to get in shape. But I don't think eating these 4 Big Macs a day is good for myself. I mean, you did this. You created the fracture. Well, I'd love to see them playing together. This ain't good. The fracture, anyways, that's Hudson Swafford, suspended for 5.
You've created the fracture, and you effectively have nowhere to play, and you think it's time for everybody to come together.
But also, the tour needed to be shanked up a bit. Oh, and you were the one. You were just the warrior, Hudson Swafford, coming through to shake up the world order, create a new, better world for everybody else.
It was Hudson Swafford. Hudson Swafford, when he left, I was like, oh, things need to change. It wasn't when DJ or Brooks or Cam Smith went away or Phil. It was when Hudson Swafford left that I was like, the tour needed this.
Some insane quotes. But to be fair, he said them on a podcast, and we've said equally insane. Sometimes you get going with the microphone. Podcasts are the domain of some insane, moronic things, which I've said many times.
Look at what Lucas Glover says on his radio show.
But thanks to that shanking segue, ratings, better than ever. I don't really have anything to add to this. This got really paraded around too much this week. CBS had its best year since 2018. Crushed it. Killed it.
You know who was the face on many of those graphics that CBS had their best year?
Wow, the most recent winner. It wasn't because he's the needle. Get out of here.
I don't know if you can definitively say that, actually.
You know who I bet was pretty happy?
Who?
Man, we sure are spitballing, aren't we, Rich?
Andy White's rumbling around, bull in a china shop. Yeah.
Don Rea really ruined the summer of spitballing.
We'll see. We still got Tour Championship. Who knows what he might be doing?
You think spitballing gets on the dais for the press conference in 2 weeks?
Hey, he worked at Aon Risk Reward. Is he the one who cooked up this insane contest where there's zero risk and it's just promo? Legitimately impossible contest.
Do you think anybody has Akshay third on their list? any of these entries? Do you think it's? I mean, it might already be over because if nobody has Akshay that high.
All right. In other news, Amelia Duran got knocked out of the women's AM. This has been great primetime viewing. Starting Wednesday night, last night, and now it'll be on Thursday night or Friday night if you're listening to this, and with a late Sunday finish. Pretty good U.S. Women's AM viewing from Bandon Dunes. That is ongoing, though. It's round of 16 as we talk, so kind of a moot point to discuss it by the time it gets released. But been good viewing. I think Malaxi lost, Duran lost, so getting a few of the headliners. Jasmine Koo is still in, so some good primetime cocktail golf going on and close out the week. That said,
Kelly lost, huh?
She did. Mega Gane is still involved. Mega Gane. God, talk about the changing tides of amateur golf. It's got Ernst & Young on the hat, Polo on the shirt, Delta on the sleeve. She's kitted out with lots of sponsors. Mega Gane, but she's still involved. If you wanted to have, something for cocktail golf, but didn't want to feel the full effects, didn't want to have to deal with it the next day, might I suggest a little Best Day Brewing? This has been, Andy.
Can I share something?
Do you have that? Do you have that direct message from somebody? I've got it if you need it.
I don't have it anymore. I lost it, but I could summarize it.
Andy and Brendan reaching out to see if you can get me on Chicago Golf and Congo. Ha, kidding. Actually reaching out because my wife Katie and I are taking a year break from drinking alcohol, and Best Day Brewing is hands down the best NA beer we've had. So far, we've had the Kolsch, Electro Lime, and White. They are no bullshit, copyright Brendan. Legit tasty. I guess, do I say that all the time? No bullshit.
You do say that.
I'm sorry.
You say
I'm
that
sorry
when we do.
Kids.
You do. That's a common refrain for ad reads.
Well, I don't want to be the boy who cried wolf. I want to say
no
what
bullshit.
I mean.
No bullshit. This is great craftspeopleship.
All right. Honestly, my only complaint is that I want to have a couple each night, when for most NA beers, I have just one since they don't taste very good. Going to be on pins and needles tomorrow for PJ's cameo advised to become Mr. 1000. So this was from the end of last week. A year break from drinking alcohol. Sounds like Best Day may be a big elixir to help him get across the line there. I'm on a little bit of a run. Started August, finished that vacation. I've been just leaning heavily into Best Day. I had 2 Electro Limes last night. They were fabulous. Hit it a couple times this week. Went to lunch with somebody today at a brewery, and he was interested in having a beer. I was like, all right, well, I guess I got to get a beer. I'm at a brewery. I went with another NA, didn't have Best Day. Let me tell you, difference was Best Day and night. This was piss in a can. It was a can. It was not Best Day after my Electro Limes last night. Way worse. And we've got firsthand testimony from Katie, and I didn't get the fellow's name. I don't know. Chris. Okay. You can join the crew. Go to bestdaybrewing.com. Use the promo code Friday20. You get 20% off. Offer excludes subscription orders. You get better night's sleep, 2/3 less calories from the NA beer. You can do the little zebra striping thing you talked about, where maybe you're on and off and on. Little buzz, little taste, little one with the unleaded, whatever you want.
It gives you a little break, It's funny. Last night I was out and about, and I needed, but the place I went didn't have any NA beers.
Oh, no.
I needed Best Day because I wanted to keep going. but I didn't. I was supposed to have an early morning golf tee time, but I didn't want to get too jazzed up before the early morning golf. So I had to just throttle down with water.
I need to be sold on the effects of zebra striping still. I don't know if I'm buying that yet. It's like,
it's
you're either in or out.
It totally,
it's like you're half pregnant. Like you're either
it's good because
like
you know what it does is it keeps you from getting over the edge. It keeps you from going. No matter what, the ones you mix in are so they throttle you down. You get in trouble when you get on the runaway train.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I mean, all right. We'll talk about it another time. BestDayBrewing.com, promo code's FRIDAY20. They're sponsoring SGS Golf Advice right now. We got a lot of emails coming in. I'm going to start with Max. His subject line is, "Am I a bad father?" From MJ, 37, father to 2 girls, 3 and 6, no interest in fighting. Live in the outer London area. So an international submission. Could be
I
London,
hope we don't,
suppose.
offend any sensibilities over there.
On a recent Sunday, my wife took our eldest into London for a day out at the Tate Modern to encourage her blossoming interest in art. I've been to the Tate Modern. Good place. I was left to decide how to occupy the youngest for the day, without protestation from the rest of the family to contend with and influenced by Champions Tour Minute. I decided to take the short drive down to Sunningdale with her to see some of the final day of the Senior Open. We had sandwiches in the first tee grandstand, seeing Ernie stripe his drive before venturing out to the 16th green for ice cream, getting there just in time to see Monty carve his approach into 3 feet. We got some great pictures with Heather, the term, correct usage, she said, in parentheses, actual Heather. And I admired the beautiful course. My daughter's attention span waning, we hiked back to the clubhouse, dodging Angel Cabrera's group to buy a souvenir golf ball before a snooze in the car on the way home. It wasn't until the next day I realized it had been the England Women's Euro final in Switzerland, where the Lionesses secured an epic win on penalties, the event completely passing me by. My question is, should I have engaged my daughter with this moment of national sporting drama rather than take her to watch a bunch of grandpas collect their pension? PJ, do you have any retort for this or answer?
I think you might have seen some national sporting drama. I mean, how could you not? Patrick Harrington called it one of the best wins of his career. He was deeply emotional. I mean, come
Rory
on.
was there walking around.
Rory was there.
He was in Memphis.
Rory took it seriously. I don't think you're a bad dad. I think you're a great dad. I remember going to the 2009 U.S. Open at Bethpage to see Patrick Harrington with my dad. It's something I still remember. So you got to share this with your daughter, seeing Patrick Harrington. It's great.
I think also him being there with his daughter, Rory might have seen them, and that might inspire Rory to play the Champions Tour because he'll see, look, they're still inspiring the youth here.
Growing the game.
Well, I think we might need a lot more than that to inspire Rory to play the Champions Tour, but it's on my list. It's on my to-do list.
What do we need? Well, that's a separate golf advice, I suppose. What could we offer?
I don't think you're a bad dad for doing this.
No, I would just add,
way better to have your kid outside than in front of the TV.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Outside, walking around instead of sitting
playing
on the couch,
in heather,
watching TV, frolicking in the heather. Great time. That's the distinction I would make. And there'll be plenty of women's soccer matches to watch, with your Lionesses. Does Euro even matter? I mean, they got so many cups over there, so many summer tournaments. I don't mean to disparage and just diminish something. What's the biggest one? UEFA Champions League is the biggest.
That's teams. Euro is country.
Yeah.
I don't know if the women's soccer team is good for England. I assume they are if they won, but like England, the men historically are like terrible. So I think it's always a big deal when they're in the final, but they always somehow lose.
The
England World
men
Cup.
Always choke, right?
Yes.
That's the
when
rep.
Fitz was flying down from you remember the last one? Fitz won Genesis Scottish and had to get to London or Wembley. Sounds like a diet World Cup. So
I mean, it's
focus
just
on the World
European
Cup.
teams.
Yeah. What's the big deal?
I need a hierarchy on
emails.
soccer cups.
I can't keep it straight.
What's the one called, like Copa What's it called?
That's the North America.
CONCACAF.
Yeah.
Well,
CONCACAF, and then you got your Euro, you got your Premier League, your Superb
Well, now
League.
you're mixing club and country.
well, that's all the same sport. I mean, this is preposterous.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
There was 1 week
You
this
got the
year,
World Cup.
this spring, where Tottenham won something. Your little Crystal Palace boys, you like, PJ, won something. And then Liverpool won something. And I looked at the table, and like Tottenham stinks this year. They were bad. Yeah. But then like they were parading around like they had just, won the NBA championship. There's too many cups.
Tottenham.
Son is leaving, coming to LAFC. Look at all the soccer knowledge.
Wow, look at us. This is impressive, actually.
Dialed in. Too many cups. What's our next golf advice?
I bumped into a GM that recently traded a player to an arch rival of the Cubs, and I almost said something to him about thanks for giving away that guy, but I restrained myself. It was on the tip of my tongue. I just was standing there thinking about saying it.
Come on.
I regret it deeply that I didn't say something.
That guy probably has to deal with shit like that all the time. He doesn't need it from Andy. Next one from Charles. Custom embroidered bag. 36, one kid, and always willing to defend myself if need be. I should note, we may have some merchandise coming in very short order that plays off of this no interest in fighting bit that is just organically taken on the SGS culture. This is Charles. I recently won my club's member guest with my dad in upstate New York. No sandbagging. I promise we shot 72 net, 72, 69, 68. One of the rewards is a custom embroidered golf bag with the club's logo and engraving along the lines of, quote, 2025 member guest champion. I'm relocating for work, and it begs the question, is this custom embroidered bag ever a viable option to use after the move? Would it even be an option to use at my current club if I wasn't moving? Quite simply, would one have to be a complete douchebag to ever use such a custom embroidered bag? My gut tells me this bag is just going to sit and collect dust in my garage. Thanks and love the content. Charlie, I can't gatekeep this kind of stuff anymore. Everybody just do whatever you want. Live your life. It's a big world out there with different strokes for different folks. I'm so sick. We have like entire podcasts and what feels like beats dedicated to like how many logos you're supposed to wear, or can you wear a logo, and where do you wear a logo? Do you get the head cover? Is it permissible to like? I think there's some sensibility in certain lines you should probably understand, but they're personal to to everyone. If it's a good bag, it's well made, you find it light and comfortable to use it. Does this matter, Andy, that it's custom embroidered and he's going to a different club? It's also, you are a member. I mean, that's even adds further validity, and you won the member guest.
I think it's fine. Maybe it's maybe you trot it out next year at the member guest. I don't know. I mean, would I probably use it? No. That's the thing, though. This is the hard part about gifts and trophies and stuff is like, like, I don't know. I'm probably not going to use anything you give me.
I got to figure out what to do with the Happy Gilmore putter I won in the replica.
We should do a giveaway. Raffle. We should see if people can guess the 1 through 30 of the FedEx Cup. And if somebody does, we should give them that putter.
Like, I want to give it to somebody who means something. And like, my kid just like can't wait to rip the wrapper off and like waste it and bang it against the wall. I'm trying to like prevent it. Yeah, use the bag. I don't care. It does not matter. You're fine. If you think it's a douchey move, then don't do it. All right, this is from Ryan. Extra strokes after a parent's stroke. Hey, Andy, Brendan, and the boys. 39, father of one from New England, so have a predisposition for fighting, but would rather talk my way out of it. On July 1, my dad had a stroke, and they discovered a rare blood condition. He spent 4 days in intensive care and 20 days in the hospital. The positive, he is through the hardest days and working towards a full recovery. I first want to thank you guys because SGS Open Championship and we don't want to toot our own horn, but helped him get through some dark days. I have an annual golf trip with 15 friends coming up the week before Labor Day. We have 16 guys coming from over 10 states, and this year we're going to Sand Valley. Great little buddies trip. We booked 3 years ago, and everything has been paid in advance, and his doctors, talking about his dad's doctors, have said it's safe for me to go to the middle of absolute nowhere, Wisconsin for the week, so I'll be there. My question is, with everything I've been through the last month, should I ask for my handicap to be adjusted for the trip? I am currently a 5.7, but have played one round in the last month, and other than my nightly hour of chipping and putting after leaving the hospital to decompress, I haven't had time to work on my game. The last 2 trips I've played as my team's number 1 or number 2 player, but if I go in as a 5 handicap, I will anchor in the wrong way for my squad that's on a 3-year losing streak. I think it's fair to have me play off a 7 or an 8, but what is the best way to approach this with everyone? Because we have both the team and individual title every year, and I don't want to use life events to steal a win, but also don't want to spend the last half of our 5 days at Sand Valley being a pissed off Boston prick because I'm getting steamrolled by matches with strokes with the group of guys who are higher handicaps than me who don't have a parent in the hospital. Most, if not all, of the group are SGS listeners, so you guys chime in and will help us make a fair decision. Thanks for all you do. Ryan from Boston. I am so happy to hear your father seems like he's through it, and I'm sorry to hear that the last month has been tough. Your cap is your cap. I think your index is your index. Maybe I'm a cold-hearted bastard here, but there's a lot of things happen where you don't get to play or practice.
If you did this, if you went around the whole group, everybody come up with an excuse as to why they should be playing something. Somebody would be like, "Oh, my putter is broken. I've been playing with a bum ankle. I can barely walk." And it's not like I'm saying like, you know what? I need strokes to give strokes back.
Is this from the curbside hooping incident still? Okay.
It's getting closer to 100%.
You'll be ready for.
Still haven't run on it. So, but like this is the thing. You don't just your handicap, as you said, your handicap's your handicap.
Yeah. Like you have a very substantive and legitimate excuse for like why you haven't been playing much golf, and you may not it may not precisely reflect your first round back. It might. I don't know. Like the number is a number, and it's a slippery slope once you start. Now, granted, you have probably much more legitimate excuses for not being able to play, but the number's the number, and I don't think you can start just manually saying, I think I'm a 7 or an 8 because I haven't been able to play. So that's my official advice for everybody on the trip. I'm sorry if that feels a little too rigid. Anything else? We want to get out of here. PJ?
I think we get out of here. We're under an hour. That's a rarity these days. It's Friday.
Not a lot of Memphis talk.
I'm gonna be on vacation for a while.
How long's a while? Are you coming back like Ryder Cup? When are you gonna be back?
I don't know.
You're scaring people. No, we'll have a few.
Maybe Caves Valley Sunday.
Well, that's not that far away. I'm supposed to call in from the
car.
Maybe
this Sunday. Who knows?
Maybe, yeah, let us know. You might
TBD.
Call you back to do the Swamp Ass Invitational. We'll see. You're going to take a few days. You haven't taken any days this year, so you're going to take next week off.
Yeah, we'll try. We'll try.
All right.
Pray for me.
I'll say a prayer for you.
Just toughest life in the world.
Pray for Andy.
No vacation. Just work to death.
PJ, are you worried about the Mets?
Yes, I'm worried about the Mets.
They're playing the Brewers.
What kind of question is that?
They got body bagged by the Guardians.
It's bad. The Brewers. Andy texted me last night. Do you think the Mets can beat the Brewers? No, I don't think the Mets can beat the Brewers. Like, what are we doing here?
On August 5th, I got a text, let the record reflect, from PJ saying, I think they're done. Horrible body language, zero vibes. I think they're just done. They don't have it, and they know it. So this is August 5th. I would hate for it to be, October 10th, and you're just rolling, and you're going on the NLCS.
What was it? The Grizzler? Will be
the Rizzler.
The Rizzler.
Yeah, we need to roll the Rizzler back out. No, this is bad vibes all around here.
Everybody's got bad vibes except for the Brewers, who just made a deal with the devil, and you know.
What do you think the Rizzler's going to be at the Tour Championship? That feels like something that is 1,000% on the table, actually.
I don't know who the Rizzler is, but it seems like something they could do. All right, that does it for this Friday edition of the Shotgun Start. Everyone enjoy your weekends. Thank you so much. Hey, we had a great week this week with Cam Young, Discourse, History Discourse, Fordie. Fun week. Thank you for your support, allowing us to do that. We'll be back. What, PJ, you want to say something?
Well, Fordie made the Cam Young congratulatory video. I don't know if you guys see that. But...
I didn't see it. Congrats to him. We'll be back Monday to talk about the first leg of the FedEx Cup.